Give me some noises. Ew. All I'm hearing is backwash.
Beep. Welcome back
Welcome back.
to the Lousy Show.
The Lousy Show.
Dude, I swear, one thing I'm investing in next year is nice in ears.
Yeah.
I like them, but I fully agree with you. When we talked about this last time, the next ones I'm getting fit formed to my fucking ear.
Yeah.
And I want them with good drivers in them too. Like,
yeah. They're not going to be cheap, but
no, they're not. That's why it's an investment.
Yep. Are you going to go and like get those shit squared in your ear and everything?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah. So once upon a time, a little story time for you all. Not to do with hell, this might actually show up in what we're doing today. So y'all have heard Sam and I have played music before together. Used to play in a band together. After that band, I played in the other band for like 7 years. And when we started getting into like the mainstream of things, like where, you know, we were constantly going out and playing shows. I sat down with our drummer and I was just like, we need IEMs bad, especially just me and him, so we can like keep the time signature together. Because he and I were always like super tight together.
Yeah.
But there were times where, especially if I get going, because I'm a big old like crowd guy, I don't hear him anymore. And so like we actually priced out how much he actually got his done, and then the ones I used were just some bare bones. They were really good, like the actual drivers in them were good.
Yeah.
But they weren't like full ear like connected situation. So I would love to do that. It's definitely an investment, but that's something I'm going to do this year, is definitely invest in getting those, because I mean they're multi-purpose. You can use them here, you can use them on the go. Like,
yeah,
if ever you and I get a wild hair up our ass to go do like, I don't know, an on-site fucking thing or something like that, it'd be good to have something like that where you can pop it right on, you know it's going to fit and work.
Yep.
So something that we definitely would like to use. I mean, I know you're back to your headphones, but I know you've talked about wanting to get the IEMs where they actually fit, just because of the wiggle.
Yeah, this is just for right now until either I get super tired of these or I get super tired of the IEMs. But
yeah,
that'll be these are beeping in my ear constantly, so that's why I'm looking to replace them. But you know what I'm not looking to replace?
An ad read. That was a good one.
That was good. Yeah.
You already know what it's about. I mean, I'm dressed to the nines with it right now. He's rocking a hat. We're into the AM, baby. We're partnered with them, and they have selected us to be a part of their group of content creators to bring you the most fashionable and attainable attire that you can wear on your day to day, including shirts, hats, pants, shorts, underwear. Do you know where you got to get it?
I don't know.
Where's Sam?
intotheam.com/lousy. And if you go on there, find some good stuff, maybe some underwear, like he said. If you use our code lousy at checkout, you get 10% off on top of whatever other sale they're running, which is sweet.
Yes. So go there right now. Link is in the description and in the pinned comment. intotheam.com/lousy. Again, intotheam.com/lousy. Go check out all their cool stuff. I mean, like I'm a big proponent for their vintage tees right now. Their vintage tees are pretty heat. I've got
all their tees are heat, honestly. Like everything there is dope.
Yeah. So go check it out right now. They've got great bundle deals on basic tees, graphic tees, underwear. I mean, you name it, they've got it. So go check them out. Again, links in the description and in the pinned comment. intotheam.com/lousy. intotheam.com/lousy. And while you're down there, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, like this video. That way YouTube knows to push us out into the ether and get more people to come here, much like your like-minded selves. And y'all can all converse in the comments about what you think that I do wrong. I've noticed a lot of comments lately. Y'all are being real mean to me. There was one lately came through and it was saying that I was trying to be contrarian. I'm like, I'm not. I just didn't think. I thought they were an asshole.
Hey, was it on the episode where you were actually trying to be contrarian?
No.
No, okay. I was gonna say if
I don't
it
think
was,
so.
I will laugh so fucking hard if it was on that episode.
I'll tell you right now. Wait. Wait. No, it was Travel Nightmares. Was that the one?
No, it was like coworkers or something. Or
That's it. It was coworkers. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that's right. Because stuff. I said that the chick should have been totally fine with the dude hitting on her or whatnot. Yeah. That's totally wrong. Yep. Yeah, no. Look, okay. This is what y'all have to understand, especially if you watch Am I the Asshole, because a lot of you, those of you who watch this portion of our channel, are like our core ride or dies. Y'all like to tune in for the podcast as well as Tfue and as well as AITA, and we greatly appreciate that. Those who are only on the Am of the Asshole side, they don't get the full flavor of Sam and I. And the one thing you have to understand is I'm not always going to agree. Or I'm not, I like, unless and there have been times where y'all have been in the comments and changed my mind. I will say that. I'm not gonna tell you which ones, gonna make you guess. But there's been times where you've made me change my mind. But the thing is, like, there are times when I'm like, no, there's a genuinely logical reason, a genuinely logical reason as to why this person's an asshole or not the asshole or so on and so forth. We have a great discussion about it. That's why we have the commentary we do. So I just want you to be a little bit nicer to me is all, man.
Yep. Everybody be nice to Joe or else. And then also, we are two very different people, even though everybody thinks we're twins, brothers, clones, cousins, whatever, lovers, anything in between. We do have differing opinions, and every now and then we disagree.
Mm-hmm.
It's not very often, though.
It really isn't.
But when we do, we still love each other. We listen, and we don't judge.
Yeah. Well, and much like today, we're probably gonna have differing opinions on some of these because today is actually a fun little episode that you all got to participate in. This was actually posted about 2 weeks ago as of recording this. For you all, it was 3 weeks ago because we are a week ahead on our podcast. Yay, us for being proactive in doing so. But 2 weeks ago, we put out a post both in our Discord, links in the description, you should go join it, and to the YouTube community post about ask us anything. Literally anything. You could ask us, I mean, so long as it's not TOS or personal information, like you're not going to get our social security numbers. But, if there's a question, you're like, you know what? I'd like to know what Sam and Joe think about this. You could ask it and we would answer it. So we have a laundry list of questions to get through. We're going to chug through them. I'm going to go ahead and give solid shout outs to everybody who posted questions right now. Shout out to Lillian Thomas 7800, Tiffany D269, Conquistador, aka Vagoober Farts in the Discord, Strega, Serene Cookie, Prometheus, aka Fire Thief, and the Immortal Bob. Shout out to everybody who posted questions. And some of y'all did post multiples, and yes, we will answer them. This is a great opportunity to tell you, though, if you ever thought about posting a question, please do. We would love to answer it. We like community engagement.
We'll continue on in the comments on this episode. So if you have any other questions, if we can answer it, if it's not our social, we'll find some time to pop in a few answers every now and then. So feel free.
So let's start with the first one. We'll go through the YouTube community first because that's where you are right now. You're on YouTube, and we appreciate you being here. So the first one comes from Lillian Thomas 7800, and the question is a heavy one to start. What is your biggest regret in life? Would you do anything to change it? / what would you do to change it?
That is normally a heavy question. For me, I don't try to regret anything. Like, my path is my path. You make your decisions when you do. Sure, you can look back and, hindsight's 2020. You'll find some, think of a better way to do things. But that's not what life is. You can't really dwell on the past. You have to keep moving forward. That being said, I do regret one thing, and it's just not taking better care of myself faster. We've kind of touched on this once before in the health episode. And just, I wish I wasn't a fat ass and I, took better care of myself and teeth and whatnot. Um, so yeah, that's really it. But the nice thing about that is now I can do something to change that, which we have been doing and have been feeling much better about. So that's about it. That's my answer.
What is my biggest regret in life? I have to agree with Sam. I typically try and lead a life of no regrets, no regrets. Namely because like I find it very important to live in the decision that you made.
Yep.
The decision you made is yours and yours alone, and you made it with intention. Whether that intention was good, bad, or otherwise is only for you to decide on your own. With that said, I do have some regrets in life. I will say my biggest regret. Turn this on. This is going. My biggest regret in life is not buying a new fan. No. I would say my biggest regret in life is not taking the opportunity that I had with chomping at the bit for music sooner. What I mean by that is, now I'll give a little backstory to that. So the band that I was just talking about, ironically enough, see, I said we're coming back to this. We're coming back to that. That band, I love the guys that were in it. I do, and I only really talk to one of them anymore. Everyone's gone on their own paths and enjoying their own lives. But the one thing that I regretted was that we had such a prime opportunity to burst onto the scene for what we were doing. And I know this isn't everybody's cup of tea, and you can judge me accordingly how you want in the comments. I really don't care. I've been judged enough for this, but we played it. I was in a Christian metal band, heavily devoted to the faith. That was part of our message each show. And the issue that came to be, which became a much larger problem down the road, was each of us had our own mentality of how the band should look, and we could never get on the same page. And I feel like part of me, I had a couple opportunities pop up for me to go play music elsewhere that would have led to a much larger opportunity down the road with me doing what I want to do, which is ultimately travel and play music. Like, that was my dream, was to, I didn't want to be big and rich and famous. I just want to be able to travel and play music. I'm an entertainer and I always have been. But those opportunities would have led me to places where I could have traveled the nation, at least a majority of this continent, so to speak, in the populous areas. And I didn't take it because I wanted to devote to the band that I had already put a couple years into and really see what I could get out of that. And I'm not gonna name drop anything. I don't want to do that because that's silly. But I will say, like, the band that I could have been a part of definitely did well for themselves. And we kind of fizzled out after about, I wouldn't say fizzled out. We fizzled out. We fizzled out probably after about 2 years because we had a lot of internal conflict happen that caused the band to basically fall apart. And then we ended up just being kind of like a local showcase hero band, if you will, at the end of it all. So yeah, I think that would be my biggest regret, is not taking that leap when I had the opportunity to do so. However, would I change it? No. And the reason I would not is because if I were to have gone and done that, I likely would not have my kids.
Yeah.
I likely would have gone on to probably either still be single, or if nothing else, at least be, in a relationship in which it was just my partner and I. But yeah, no, I wouldn't change it for the world because I love my kids, love my boys.
Yep.
So yeah, That's my biggest regret.
That's a big one.
Yeah.
Yep.
Solid question, by the way. That's a great
question.
start.
Yep. Starting off strong.
This is a tough one. All right, so next one up is from Tiffany D. Now, Tiffany did drop a bunch of questions, so we're gonna use some of these. We might rapid fire, but we are gonna answer all of them because that's what we like to do. Mm-hmm. First one up is, what do your family members or chosen family, doesn't have to be blood, think about the work y'all do when it comes to the podcasting? That's actually a really good question.
Yeah.
I'll answer first. You answered first last time, so I'll go ahead.
Sure.
I think my immediate family, my wife is very much okay with it. When we built the studio in our house in Texas, she understood like the investment that was going into it. She understood the dream. She knows that I am a performer first and foremost. I'm someone who likes to perform for a crowd. Be able to make laughs happen, put smiles on faces, that kind of thing. And the opportunity to do it with Sam, of course, I didn't want to pass up. So I would say she is very much supportive of it, and actually even asks, how things are going. She doesn't really want to be a part of it at all. This isn't her vibe, but she definitely likes hearing about the good things that happen for us. As far as my chosen family, I mean, like everyone's on board with it, so I don't think that's a deep conversation. And as for my actual blood family, well, go back and watch some podcast episodes. I'm sure you'll figure that one out.
Yep. Yeah, not hard to intuit that one from off of that. As far as mine, my wife is very supportive. She actually helped us do a lot of the graphics, and help name it. I mean, she's a content creator herself. I'll do a quick little shout out Lena Anda on YouTube. I'll put a little thing on there just because, one, love her, she's great. And then two, she's helped us out a lot. So, as far as other family, pretty much my whole family has been creative in some way their whole lives. And that manifests in a few different ways, but they've always encouraged creative outlets, whether that's music, podcasting, streaming, whatever. As long as you're having fun and not hurting anybody, they're down for whatever, like they're happy to help and support in whatever way they can. And yeah, that's basically it.
Yep.
Nobody telling me, hey, stop doing that. So
yeah.
Yep.
Next question. If you could go back and relive your life from a certain point with all of your knowledge retained, would you do so knowing the new choices might drastically influence how your life turns out?
Start off on that one as well.
You go ahead.
Yeah. Similar to the first question, no, I wouldn't go back and change anything, except there's one small thing. And it wouldn't be small. And I would just go back and throw $100 into Bitcoin when it was next to nothing.
I was going to say the same thing, dude!
And then just be a fucking millionaire, and be able to chill and do whatever. And then, do this even more full time. But everything else will probably be the exact same.
That is exactly what I was going to say. Like, I think that's the only true, all knowledge retained. That's the only true thing I would have changed, was like, just throw a little bit of money into Bitcoin.
Yep.
And be like, cool, I'm going to keep my life the exact same, but I'm going to live very comfortably for the rest of my life.
Yeah, nothing else would change. Yeah, because if you're fucking with time travel, you got to be careful.
Yep.
Life lesson.
Tony Stark told y'all, if you mess with time travel, it tends to mess back. Remember that.
Yep.
R.I.P. What's a good comeback or argument you wish you could have used in the moment but didn't think about till days or years later?
I don't know. I don't dwell on stuff like that.
Yeah, that I don't have, like, because that I don't necessarily know if that would be doable, because I don't keep a laundry list of those in my head.
Yeah.
I mean, we're all human, so at some point in time, you're going to like replay a situation in your head and you're like, man, I could have done that so differently.
Yeah.
But I don't have that, like, a Rolodex ready to go.
No, I don't either. I couldn't think of like the last actual argument or anything that I got it. Like,
Yeah.
if there was an argument, we either settled it or we moved on. Like, it's, again, don't dwell on the past. So,
Yep. In an ideal situation where money, enrichment, laws, and habitat weren't an issue, what animal would you like to own, not be, own as a pet?
ooh, good question. I gotta go lion. Lions are fucking dope. They're big ass cats, which I don't really like cats, but I feel like that's more of a dog at that point. But yeah, lions are dope.
Um, I'd have to say elephant. Elephant's probably one of my favorite animals of all time.
Elephants are huge, literally.
Yeah. like that was much like helicopters. You'll understand what I mean when I say that. That was my moment when I took my oldest to the zoo when we first moved here to Kansas City, and we got to the African safari, and I was like, "Where are the elephants?" So if you understand what I mean by that, good on you. What's a food item that everyone around you seems to enjoy, but you simply don't like and can't find any version of it that you do like? You're okay, Tiffany. Like, look, you're hitting us with some pretty solid questions here. But if I see anything to deal with, like my uncle's name or like where a street I grew up on, we're going,
Yeah.
we're no, I'm kidding. A food item that everyone around me seems to like, but I can't find any version that I like. Olives.
I feel like olives are pretty divisive. You either hate them or you love them.
Yeah, but everyone around me seems to like them.
I only like green olives. I hate black olives, which I don't know why.
I hate olives.
Yeah.
That or peas. I fucking hate peas.
I love peas, dude. Peas are so
peas
good.
Peas are fucking disgusting, dude.
Although I had went out to a restaurant near here and got a salad, and there was peas in the salad. I was like, why the fuck are peas in the salad? I still ate it. I didn't care, but like,
I'm gonna bitch about it first.
Yeah. A food that I don't like that everybody else does. Shit, I don't know. Oh, sweet potatoes. I hate sweet potatoes.
Oh, I love sweet potatoes.
They're so fucking gross.
I actually just ate a whole bowl of them earlier.
That's disgusting. I hate you for it. No, I'm just kidding.
Like steamed up with a little bit of cinnamon on top, dude. Oh, that's dessert.
The only sweet potato anything I'll eat is sweet potato pie, but that's low on the tier list.
I was like, that's not even sweet potato, bro.
Yeah, I know.
You're
it's basically
sugar
pumpkin
at
pie.
that point.
Yeah. Yeah, it's basically just slightly different tasting pumpkin pie.
Yep. Let's see. If you could change something about yourself, what would it be, mentally or physically? Well, I know I would change something physically, and that is I really get tired of carrying around these enormous testicles. No, I'm kidding.
All right, Randy, damn.
I actually have an answer for this. I have a solid answer for this.
Go ahead. I'm still thinking.
I would change my mental state of overthinking.
Yeah.
That as direct of an individual as I am, I can tell you this. Sam, you can back me up on this. In our entire friendship, when I'm told you can't do something, what do I do?
The opposite of that.
Yeah.
He finds any way to do it, regardless of how self-destructive it is.
And I always come out on top. Does that mean it ended up good for me? No. But I at least proved somebody that I could do it. Now, here's the problem with that. I thought of 1,349 different ways to do it and overthought every single path of that. And by the time I got to the end, I was already self-doubting myself on if I could even do it, even if I still completed it. Now, that overthinking goes to many other things. I'm sure you can use your noggin and figure out what I mean by that. Like, I don't know, if I'm anxious, I'm overthinking why the fuck I'm anxious. What got me anxious? What's going on? So if I could just stop the overthinking, I feel like I would become an unstoppable unit of a human.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think I'd want to get. I'll give actually one for mentally and one for physically. Mentally, it's depression and anxiety gone. Like like you can
Yeah.
be sad, but I don't want to dwell on it. Physically, and this might shock some people. I'd want to be just a little bit shorter. And I know that sounds weird, but I we've mentioned it once or twice. I am 6'8", which, you know, everybody's like, wow, that must be awesome. And it is in a lot of ways. I don't want to sound like I'm complaining, but finding clothes is a pain in the ass. And finding shoes is a pain in the ass. So if I could just be like, let's call it 2 to 3 inches shorter in inseam, in torso, then I'd be great. Like, cause I could wear any shirt, any pants that I want for the most part, and it'd be a hell of a lot easier. I don't have to go to specialty websites to order pants. So,
I think I actually do have one for physically. Now that I think about it,
what's that?
I'd replace my knees.
Yeah, your knees are fucked.
Yeah. I have like, and that is not genetics. That is, I fucked my shit up.
Yeah, that was too much weight.
Yeah. So this is a fun fact for anybody out there. I used to be so obese and not in a, like, not, I guess I should explain it this way. I was very rotund. Okay.
Big boy.
I was so big that the weight that I was carrying in my midsection pulled my back down so much that I actually shrunk by an inch. I used to be 6'4". I stand 6'3" legally. Got it measured. My spine shrunk, but that also did a big fucking number on my knees. And once I lost all the weight, then I was like, cool, I can go do whatever the fuck I want. No, I can't. Because then I decided to blow my knee out on a fucking 525 deadlift and turn that shit into Swiss cheese. So I would 1000% replace my knees. Everything else, look, I'm fine with having a dad bod. Like I was actually just talking to a friend about this last night. I eat healthy now. I don't get winded when I go up the stairs, even though I'm carrying around a fucking Mack truck. Like, yeah, how you doing? But you know, I'm this V8 engine runs on fucking caffeine and anger, but I don't get winded when I go upstairs. I can go hiking on a full 18-hole course and go play disc golf and be perfectly fine by the end of it. Would I be tired? Yes, because that's just an energy drain. But as far as like physical effects, I'm not like
Yeah.
I'm perfectly content having a dad bod, because one thing I realize is we live in a world where body positivity is a real thing, and I think I look pretty damn good. So not gonna be conceited about it, because it took me a long time to figure that out. But moving on, the next question here. Surprise, you suddenly got a lame superpower based off the last commercial or ad you couldn't skip. What's the superpower? Erectile dysfunction, man. The last one, actually, oddly enough, and I think it's because of my hair loss. I don't necessarily think I have male pattern balding, but my hairline is going back fast. And so I get a lot of Hims commercials for hair.
Yeah.
So I guess my lame superpower would be like fucking Sasquatch. And not the strong portion, just the really hairy portion.
I'm trying to think. What's the last ad I saw? I'm pretty sure it was a. No, because that's been out for a bit. What's the last commercial I saw? I mean, most of them are like the only ones I remember paying attention to, because I'm really good at tuning out what I don't want to listen to. Like,
sure, yeah,
really good at it. So the one that immediately came to mind was the stupid fucking Wicked commercial that they did with Target, where it's like everybody's trying to sing the fucking line that the witch does, and everybody's singing very badly. I'm not even gonna try to recreate it. Maybe I'll put in a clip, but I don't know. So I guess it would just be like a black canary kind of thing. Like, you know, I just yell and everybody goes deaf. So
Or you'd be polka dot man.
or polka dot man.
Yeah, if it's for Target,
Oh yeah, true. Yeah.
because that would
Yeah.
technically be the ad.
And they're like side by side. I was like, see Wicked, get stuff at Target. But
So you'd be polka dot canary. Be one weird looking bird.
it'd be
All right. So this is the last one. And on a more personal note, is it annoying when I leave multiple comments on the same video? Would it be preferred if I leave one massive? I can answer that easily. No.
no. Yeah, no, keep doing what you're doing. We like seeing just a bunch of responses from you, especially because we don't like, oh, she was passionate.
Yeah. First of all, engagement. We appreciate it.
Mhm.
Second of all, it actually makes it a lot easier to navigate exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
So no, that's a solid question there. Appreciate
Keep on keeping on.
That is all for the YouTube questions. Let's move over to the Discord. First one up is from Vaguber Fots, aka Conquistador. When y'all were younger, what was your dream profession? Ooh.
Like
Cook,
how young
chef.
are we? Yeah, I was gonna say, like, yeah, you were hard into trying to be a chef.
Yep, chef.
In middle school and high school.
Mm-hmm.
At first I wanted to be a fighter pilot. Like had my room decked out with Air Force shit. Like
he did.
I had a whole parachute. We went to there was a surplus store in our town, and we went there and got a parachute, and we fucking stapled that shit like it was wallpaper.
It looked really sick.
It was so cool, yeah. And then I'm a little tall to be a fighter pilot, and then
he learned how small the cockpits are.
Yeah, and then I'm a little blind to be a fighter pilot, and so yeah, gave up on that dream. And then after that, it was musician for a bit. And then after that, I was like, I don't fucking care. I just want to live my life.
Next question. Somewhere y'all have always wanted to travel to.
That list is so long.
Give one. I have one, and I've been saying this for years.
You go ahead.
Bora Bora.
Okay.
Would you like to know why?
Tropical shit?
No.
Wow.
Triple X.
Oh.
I saw Triple X for the first time in theaters. Okay. And when he was like, Bora Bora, I was like, what the fuck is Bora Bora? This place is gonna be so fucking cool. And then I saw like he was at Bora Bora at the end of the movie. Like, oh my God, that place is awesome. And ever since then, I've had in my head, I'd love to go to Bora Bora. Just once.
Yeah. You can probably get a pretty decent travel package there at some point. But.
I'm sure. Yeah. And hopefully one day I can do that. We'll see.
Yeah. Again, so many places. Norway is on the top of that list, though. Yeah. I want to go see some big ass mountains and some fjords and some fucking Scandinavians and
be amongst your people.
Be amongst the 10% of my people.
Right.
Yeah.
What is a bizarre experience you've had? Bizarre experience.
I can tell one.
Go ahead.
This is the story of you know the story. I'll say Corn Man. And so right when we first moved here, I was sitting in this exact spot and playing video games, and my wife comes in and she's out in the living room, and for context, we're on an intersection and like a pretty major one, so you hear cars going by all the time, which is why you hear cars going by every now and then on here. And then people were walking by, and she was like, hey, I hear moaning outside. I'm like, moaning? What the fuck? Okay. And so I go outside and, open up my big ass ears, and I don't hear anything at first. And she's like, I swear I heard it. I was like, I believe you, but it stopped. And I was out there for like 5 minutes and come back inside. I was like, hey, I'm going to go back in there, but if you hear it again, let me know. And not even 2 minutes goes by, and she's like, yeah, I'm hearing it again. I was like, okay. And so I go out there carrying um, self-defense mechanism in which you rack it and it makes a loud, scary sound before you shoot it, for reference. Um, and uh, and so I go out there and I'm listening, and I hear it this time. I'm hearing sexual moaning. I'm like, what the fuck? But then I'm realizing it's coming from like a speaker, like a Bluetooth fucking speaker. I'm like, what the hell? And I realize it's a homeless person on the other side of my fence watching porn, loud as shit on a Bluetooth speaker. And I was like, what the fuck? And so I rack my personal protection, my device, and then say, I suggest you move. And then I see, so I can see over the fence because again, 6'8". And so I see this golem creature go out into the road, like literally, like fucking, like, what was that? And I'm just looking at him. And then he like starts slinking back a little bit and he goes back to his spot. And I was like, no, now, motherfucker. And then he runs down the street. That's my bizarre experience.
That's quality, first of all. I am debating if I want to go supernatural with this one.
That's up to you. I think that'd be good for the technically your next question on that, if that was the first thing that popped into mind.
The next thing is tell me the story of the first thing that came to mind when you read that, if appropriate. So I guess that was like a combination there. So bizarre experience, and tell the story of the first thing that came to mind when you. Okay, so the first. Okay, fine. So you can believe what I say or not. I have multiple people to back up the claim of what took place that night. Whether or not we still speak to those people is that's for here nor there. I'm not going to give the whole story. I'm going to give the bizarre experience part of this. Okay. So again, whether you believe or not is at your own discretion. This particular night, we were in Sam's old house. And it was completely abandoned, not like, rotting or anything, but it was like no one was living there.
We weren't living there at the moment. We had moved into a new house. We're picking it up to rent or sell it. So
yeah. And so we were told that, hey, you can go practice over there because we were playing music at the time.
Yep. We
go there and very fast forward here. Very fast forward. We find out that this individual location may or may not inhabit or certain thing may or not inhabit this house. That of which one would believe would be of dark nature, force and such. And at first we thought it was just a simple ghost. Like, truth be told, we thought it was a ghost. And you could hear footsteps walking around above us when we were on the main level, and it was kind of weird.
Yep.
But one thing led to another, and we were like, let's try and talk to this thing. Fuck up number one. So we Sam and I go upstairs, and what took place, I can only say we made contact very quickly. As we were leaving, we were getting ready to go downstairs because there was 3 guys downstairs and me and Sam upstairs, and they heard the footsteps and whatnot, and they heard shit going on, and they were getting freaked out, so they ran upstairs to come get us. And as we were getting ready to leave, this is what happened that I could see. I went from walking out of what Sam's old bedroom was, the room with the parachute he was just talking about. I was behind everybody. I blink, and the next thing I know, I'm staring outside of the window, facing the front, like out of the front of the house. That is about a 10-foot to 15-foot gap between where I was standing and there. And me getting there was nothing. The lights were off, dude. And when I came to, it was them like going like, dude, are you okay? Dude, wake up. Like, are you okay? And I felt the best way I can describe it is weird.
Yeah.
Like, I felt physically drained, like just like lethargic is the best way I can describe it. And like I genuinely felt like I was just like not in a good spot. Like I was just like coming to, making no sense of what's going on, but I just felt like I'm not supposed to be here right now. So we end up running out the door, and as we do, like I get to my car, and as I like breached, I guess, this wall between leaving the house and getting the car, it felt like it was just like I took a fucking cloak off.
Yeah.
And I was like, holy shit, what the hell? Like, I'm feeling better all of a sudden. We get to the cars, and I remember you took two of the guys with you.
Mm.
I had one with me because I was running him home, and you were going to run them home, and then you and I were going to link up back at the house and talk about what happened. And this was like from the time we were supposed to leave to the time we actually left was a solid, give or take, what, 10 minutes?
Maybe, yeah. I can't remember that much.
Yeah. What I do remember is, though, after leaving there, and this is the bizarre part, after leaving there, we both turned the same way, but you took a road to the right to go off into a different part of the county. I kept going down, and as I get down, there is a car wrapped around a tree that was coming this way towards me, right? And there was a cop already there. The cop saw it happen because he too was following that car. Had we left when we were supposed to, because I even stopped, I was like, is everything okay? And the cop was like, yeah, everything's all right. And like we knew like most of the police officers out there because, yeah, hell, some of them we went to school with.
Yeah.
And he was very clear, like, yeah, no, I mean, unfortunately not everything's okay. Like, I'm okay, but they're definitely not, like, and he gave me the details. And the bizarre part is the time in which we would have left aligned with what he told me. And had we left when we were supposed to, I can't confirm that it would have guaranteed to happen, but we would have been hit head on.
Yeah.
And even to this day, I'm getting chills down my fucking spine. Like,
that is weird.
Because I remember looking at our buddy who was in the car with me as he said that, and I went, like, yeah, to this day, I can't explain it. Can't fucking explain it. So
it's a weird one.
All right, let's get some rapid fire going. Who is your biggest inspirations in life? I have one.
Okay.
You go first.
I'll just keep it simple and say my parents. I don't really look up to individuals necessarily, so just parents.
I'm not gonna make this super emotional, but his dad.
Yeah.
All right. What are your favorite memories that you have shared together? Oh God, so many. Bunless hamburger.
Peach shake.
Yep. Putting my Lincoln on two wheels.
No. Happy Easter.
Why does it hurt, Mom? Yep. Oof.
I mean, when you've been friends 20 plus years, it's,
yeah,
the list is so long.
Yeah, that's a laundry list. Oh, sorry. Favorite memories, that was actually from Serene Cookie. Biggest inspirations was from Strega. Apologies. Yeah, so Strega was the biggest inspirations in life. Thank you for that question. And also Serene Cookie, thank you for your question as well. What are your favorite memories that you've shared together? I have one that immediately came to mind. This was, I'm not going to give detail. I'm just going to say one word. And as much of a scar in my life as it stands, it is still one of the funniest moments I think we've ever shared together. And the only word I'm going to say is Hoover. Moving on.
Why does that pop up as your favorite memory?
It's a scar in my life, but look, it's still one of the funniest things to talk about. All right. From Fire Thief, we have what's y'all's favorite story of the year? I'm assuming you mean Am I the Asshole? Or Tifu. Damn. Favorite story of the year.
For me, I mean, it's got to be one of the Tifus where we just died.
I think this might have been last year, but I'm gonna double check.
It'll count.
Let me go to comments. Ish? What do you mean ish?
I mean, if it was more than a year ago, it technically doesn't count, but it counts ish.
That's fair. That's very fair. I'll just say it like this: whatever episode it was, and Future Sam, remind me to go find it, and that way you could like plug the thumbnail like right here. Whatever episode it was where I ended up like pissing off everyone in the comments, and it wasn't me being a troll either.
Yeah.
This is one where like people were actively coming after me in the comments. So I had to go back and look for that because it might have been just me or it might have been both of us. But I remember like people were pissed at what we said, and I was like, I was in the comments being a fucking asshole. I was like, well, I guess you didn't realize what our name was.
Yeah. I mean,
so
it wasn't like, I don't know if I'll say a favorite story because like I can't remember all the like, you know, the Am I the Assholes or the Tifus, but this kind of recently got brought back up because the last podcast episode that just came out, when we were explaining you pointing at it
yes.
at the TikTok, when we did the funny commercials or the lousy commercials episode.
Yes.
I threw in a clip of Doug Dimmadome.
Dimmadome.
And I was just going through and like I randomly found a clip and I was like, oh, that's the best one. And so that's my favorite, I think, lousy show moment overall.
Fair.
Was the lousy commercials because like, you know, one, it was early, but two, it was just we had such a good fucking time recording that one.
Oh yeah.
And
no, that had us in stitches.
But,
did y'all expect the lousy show to grow as fast as it did? No,
definitely not.
Not even close.
Not. I thought we'd still be doing it to like 3 people, honestly.
Yeah.
At this point, but
yep.
Here we are.
What are some of the things y'all might have planned moving forward? I like your approach. I like that you're trying to get some Easter eggs out of us. Next question. All I can say is look to the horizon. Some things will be on the horizon. Which actually something I know there's one that you and I have been working on for a while.
Yep. That'll be coming out soon.
Actually, as a matter of fact, it's a great time to talk about. If you haven't yet, go search us up on Facebook. We just recently went on over there, so we can start uploading there because of the impending TikTok ban. We figure we might as well go on and stretch our wings a little bit. So if you want to go like our page over there, please do. But there's definitely one thing that Sam and I have been working on for a hot fucking minute that will be going live soon.
Yep.
All right. The Immortal Bob has the last questions here. Let's bring it home. What game series do you think has one of the best stories? Halo.
Yeah, Halo is definitely up there.
Assassin's Creed.
At first, and then it got weird.
I'll say the most recent ones.
Most recent ones were good, but well, yeah, I guess they are mounting towards a inevitable thing. Yeah, Halo's definitely got to be at the top of the list for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, plenty of great stories out there.
Ooh, actually, I'll say Halo. The only other one I could think of off the top of my head at this very moment, and I'm sure we have a lot of gamers in the comments who will be like, what about this? Yeah. The other one that I actually think of right off the top of my head, God of War.
Yeah, really good. I still haven't played Ragnarok. I need to do that.
What's your favorite Mexican food item?
Ooh. I'm a big fajita guy. I love me a good fajita. I don't know if it's real or not, but fuck it.
Why can't I think of the name? Oh my god, I made them every year we were there.
What in
It was a
Texas?
Christmas. No, it was a Christmas time tradition. We always made them over there in the neighborhood.
Uh,
You wrap them in fucking
oh, why am I blanking on that?
right. It's maize and a beef and a cheese or jalapenos.
Put in a corn wrapper,
Yeah.
corn husk or whatever.
Oh my god.
Fucking what is that? Uh,
I apologize that we are blanking this hard on this. What is it called?
I got it. Hang on. What is the?
Oh Lord.
Tamale.
Oh yes, tamales. Tamales. Yes, tamales.
God, why did we blank so hard on that?
I don't know, dude. But yes, that would be my
good.
That would be my favorite for sure. If you could be a pro sport player, what sport would you choose? The obvious answer, I feel like for me, would be football.
Yeah, I'd say probably baseball for me.
However, I have recently been getting more and more into this. I would absolutely love, and it's kind of odd seeing as my history of sports watching. I would love to be an F1 driver.
Yeah. That's
That
gotta
would
be
be
super
sick.
fun, but we'd have to be a hell of a lot smaller in a lot of different directions.
Yeah, absolutely. How many licks does it take to get to the center of a Tootsie Pop?
It's 3. That's already been answered
Yeah,
by the owl.
That was determined years ago. If you could make any Lego set happen, what would it be?
Ooh.
Any Lego set happen.
Does it already exist? Hang on, let me. Oh, it does. Never mind.
That is a really good question. By far, a really good question. I got one.
What's that?
If I could have any Lego set, so you can't really see it in frame here. They're all kind of out of frame, but I love the Star Wars. Not the Star Wars. The outer space ones.
Mm.
They like the outer space sets. The actual like the Saturn V rocket, the lunar rover, things like that. I would love if they could partner, just like especially with the fact that the movie's on its anniversary. If they could do an interstellar partnership,
Ooh, yeah,
and you could build their actual ship,
that'd be cool.
That or like build like a Mars or a TARS, like a robot. That'd be sick too.
Oh, actually, hang on. I just thought of one. I just got to make sure it's not already a thing. No, it's not. So there's a movie. I don't think many people think about it very often, but it's something that it pops in my head probably at least once a month. And did you ever see the movie Titan AE?
Yes.
So either of the ships from that. So like
that'd be sick.
Especially the main like planet building one.
Yeah.
I think that'd be really fucking cool. My automatic answer wants to go to Star Wars, but there's so many Star Wars Lego sets. Like I was trying to think of like a bunch. I was trying to think of like one of the like maybe there's a niche one or something. Nope. I can't think of anything.
Made them all.
Yep.
Let's see. What's your highest bowling score? I want to say like 215 for me.
I'm not the best at bowling. Maybe 150. Like
Fair.
maybe. I couldn't tell you.
This is an interesting question. If you could design a barcade, what would it look? What would it be like, and what would it be called?
For me, it already exists, and that's pinballs back in Austin. I would
Yeah,
just make it 21 and up only.
yeah.
No offense to kids or parents out there, but they already have it, so it's super cool. It's originally started off as like and there's a couple locations, but there was one. It's just pinball machines, and it was BYOB, and then it expanded to another one where they had old school arcade machines, new, and then old pinball, but then they also had all the new stuff. And then now they have like indoor go karts, they have laser tag, they have like so many awesome things. But then it also has a main bar and a whiskey dedicated bar.
Mm-hmm.
And as a whiskey and bourbon enjoyer, uh, I love that part. And so,
Yeah.
it already exists. I'm would I change the name? I don't know. But that would be it for me.
Yeah, I not to piggyback off your answer, but I have to agree. Like
It's
being
such
able
a
to
cool place.
enjoy pinballs was so sick, and I wouldn't even change the name. Like it was everything you wanted and more as like as a barcade. You know, being able to go get a cold alcoholic beverage and walk around and play fucking dope games. I mean,
some pretty good food too. Like their pulled pork nachos were good.
Yep.
Pizza's all right, but that was like kids pizza too. So like,
yeah.
There's a lot of good shit there.
Last but not least, how much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood?
Again, already answered 3.
That's it.
Yep.
All right. That's all we needed. Thank you all for the questions. We hope that our answers provided some understanding of who we are and what we're about, and you have a nicer, deeper appreciation for your lousy fun here with the Lousy Show. As always, subscribe to the channel, like the video, and we'll see y'all Thursday.
Bye.
Later.